All right, my video cut off. I'm gonna make as many videos as it takes to hopefully help any kid, because I know how devastating it can be. Like when the system, when you have to go against the system, it's depressing, man. Because they're so good at what they do, and they've already learned from every possible mistake, so they rarely lose. Like their system is so perfect. Like if you're not in your on your p's and q's, you will never win. I think their success rate is like 99%, like literally 99%. And not only is their system perfect, but you're dealing with like evil geniuses. Like those judges, their intelligence is on a whole nother level, man. Like they're extremely smart and they're ruthless, you know what I'm saying? Like ruthless type, like cold-blooded. They're the type of people that will slit your throat and not even look back, you know what I'm saying? They're the type of people that can like kill kids and not even care, you know what I'm saying? They're totally ruthless, man. They have no empathy, no mercy. Like I sometimes I question if they're actually human beings, you know what I'm saying? Seriously, because not everybody on earth is a human, like, you know what I'm saying? Some they are, like biological machines in here, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, these judges, man, they're diabolical, man. I mean, there's like a few really good ones, but a lot of the good ones, they don't go into criminal or like family law. It's only the ruthless type people that go there, like, cuz I've worked, with some really good judges in the social security, and man, they're so compassionate, empathetic, and I always talk to them like, hey, how come you didn't do this? They're like, man, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain kind of personality of people that go into that. You know what I'm saying? And so, what would I do differently? I think the the number one mistake that I made, it was getting married. You know what I'm saying? Getting married inside of a courthouse. Like literally that's what I did. It was like that was like my that was the greatest mistake that I made was getting married. Cuz basically when you're married with the state, it's I can't think of anything worse. It's the worst contract on earth. Like literally it's the worst. It's the only contract that there's literally only one way to get out of it. And maybe someday I'll tell you guys how to get out of it, but there is nowhere in America that you can get out of a divorce. Like, I mean, you can break a marriage contract. Yeah, you get a divorce, but it's not a divorce. It's just it's legally it's more like a separation. That's all it is. But you're still bound by the marriage through the state. The state is still part of it's still gonna control you. You know what I'm saying? They're still gonna control you. They'll still have jurisdiction over you, over your property, because it's like a three-way contract, It's a three-way contract where the state is on top. They're the ones that that make all the decisions, you know what I'm saying? So the number one mistake I made was getting married. I'm not saying that marriage is bad, but it's when you involve the state. So like when you get a marriage license, it's a wrap, man. It's the worst possible contract you could get into. So I'll say the number one mistake was for that I made was getting married, especially involving the state, right? And then number two is getting married to the wrong person, right? Like I don't think his mom, she's evil. She's not. I mean, she definitely has like evil tendencies, you know what I'm saying? It says power corrupts absolutely, you know what I'm saying? So when she got a little taste of power, she totally corrupted it, She was corrupted. But I think it's more it is our mentality was different, right? So like, you know how like when you're with the wrong person, your instinct is like warning you all the time. It's like, man, this ain't the right person. But if you don't have the right knowledge, like, you think that, oh, maybe it's me, or maybe you guys will grow out of it, or you just kind of give that person a benefit of doubt just because of your infatuation or whatever, right? But your warning system is there for a reason, man. It's because your subconscious mind can see the future, so it already saw, like, hey man, this person is gonna destroy you, man. It's giving you like a warning sign, right? But we all ignore it, right? It's not till you're like matured that you realize, like, wow, I should really listen to my inner self. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, dads, like, if you got that, if you're a dad, it's too late, but hopefully if there's a young person watching this, I'll just say, man, if your instincts are telling you no, man, just follow it, man. Even if you don't understand it, even if it don't feel good to you, just follow it, man. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm just gonna say it straight out. Just follow it, man. I'm not gonna use any fancy words or whatever. You just know, like, your instincts will tell you if this person is the wrong person, but sometimes your flesh, can overcome your mind, and if you don't have the right knowledge, it can be your detriment, right? So those were like the two greatest mistakes that I made. Like, once when you make those two kind of mistakes, it's almost impossible to get out of it. It's literally is like when you're under the marriage license, and once that marriage breaks, now you're basically at the mercy of the state, right? And if you're not, the right color, the right in the right economic status, in the right frame of mind, like, you're gonna leave your life decision in the hands of the state. You should already know, like, what to expect, man. I mean, there's like, every now and then there'll be like lucky dads, like, if you're in the right color, you have the right money, the right time, the right, the kind of the right person, somebody that's not as, diabolical in terms of, your mate that you're separating with, and you're in the right state. Like, I heard Florida is pretty good, Tennessee is good, they're humane, Arizona is decent, but if you get into a marriage contract in a liberal state like California or Wisconsin, like New York, those type of states, it's a wrap for you, man. It's a wrap. There's no getting out of it, man. It's a wrap for you, man. I'm trying to think what else. What is the major mistakes? Of course, there's a lot of like minor mistakes, but it's the major ones that will get to you, man. I think those were the two major mistakes that I made. I can't blame myself for like not knowing the law, because I was first, it's not, the law is not something that you're just gonna learn like in at a given time. Like, it's something that if you're not in law school, you need a compelling reason, man, because it's so freaking hard, like, it's so complicated, it's so dense, like, the material is nothing like you've ever, it's unlike anything, like everything we learned in school is nothing like the law, man. And then on top of it, it's all the knowledge is suppressed, right? And it's totally exclusive to certain people, so it's not made available to the common folk, right? So all the odds are against you, you know what I'm saying? But unless, like, the only people that really get to learn the law, it's, especially in my situation, is it never happens. It's usually the people that are convicted for a criminal offense, you know, or like they were fraudulently, you know, it's usually criminal. Like, even if, like, if you're studying, like when I was studying the law, a lot of the material that I got were from people that most of it was from mortgage. So it was like as mortgage fraud and people that lost their houses, you know, the pain of losing their houses, and the people that were falsely imprisoned, you know, that's where a lot of the material came from, you know, because if you don't have like a burning motivation, you're never gonna learn the law, man, unless you go to law school, you know. And we all know, like, once you go to law school, you know, you're not gonna help normal people, like, because you're bound by the system. You're all you can do is help the system. You can't help no normal people, like when I actually talk to an attorney, like, they're just not gonna respond to me because they can never publicly admit, like, all the things that I'm saying to you guys. Like, they will never, you know, they will be killed if they did something like that, you know. So all they'll do is just be silent, you know what I'm saying? But the law is so, it's so in depth, man. But I'm gonna admit, it was the greatest thing that I've ever learned. Like, it's gonna change your life once you learn it. It's gonna truly help you understand how this world is, and like how much power you have, and the reason why they went to this extreme lengths to suppress information. And it was literally a life-changing event for me. Like, even though, you know, I lost my son, they ruined his life, you know, and I'm partly responsible for that, for my ignorance, you know, for not, you know, for making the wrong decisions, right? And not following my instincts, and just basically falling prey to a diabolical system is probably my fault, you know. But if that hadn't happened to me, I would have never learned the law, and I would have never figured out, you know, what's really happening in this world, the truth. Like, once you learn the law, you don't even need to learn history, or because it's all you'll understand all of that, you know. The law pervades every aspect of life. Like, there's nothing on earth that the law doesn't pervade, right? Because you need lawyers for everything, because it's the very frame of this world, you know. It literally is. Like, I believe that, you know, in the next, you know, life, it's probably gonna, it's, well, not next life, but in the whatever the next system is, transpires to be, I believe, you know, it's gonna be replaced by tech. You know, tech are gonna be the next, you know, aristocrats, right? But so far right now, even though this system is outdated, it's the law, you know, because the entire system is built upon the law. You know, I think this whole universe, right? This whole universe is bound by laws. Like, there's universal laws, you know, and they derive their ideas from the universal laws. They literally did. All of their ideas is derived from universal laws. So it would probably be the law and tech hand in hand. The law the world can never go without the law. You need the law because it's what holds the fabric of reality. You know what I'm saying? You need the law, the word, for this whole universe to work, you know. That's what the word is. It's literally the law. It's just the word, you know. But yeah, man, I just hope that this video will help a father in the future or at the present. And I hope you guys can learn from my mistakes. And I hope that this never happens to any father. It's the worst thing, to ruin a child's life. I'm not saying that, his mother wanted to ruin his life. I don't think she doesn't know, man. She's just part of the system, and they manipulated her. They don't tell her. She doesn't really know the law. She has to get an attorney just to show up to court. So she doesn't really know what's going on. She's just a regular person. She's just been manipulated in a high-level diabolical plan. I just hope that one day she realizes it. And I don't think she's a horrible person. I just think that, if like if I hadn't gone through this pain, I would have never figured this out, Like, the only way you can figure this out is through pain, man. I'm serious, because the amount of energy that it will take for you to learn this shit it's not worth it for anybody. You need motivation. You need, like, sleepless nights and pain and, like, ready to just damn near lose your mind kind of thing. Like, if you don't have that kind of motivation, you're never gonna learn this shit, man. But if at the same time, if you want to have a child in this world, man, you have to learn, have some kind of common sense, and there's, like, crucial information that fathers need to know before you procreate, mainly, like, what does a man actually mean? A man doesn't mean just to, like, create babies. Like, even animals can create babies. What does a man really mean? Like, what is the function of a man in a world? You gotta know all these things before you have. I believe that's the reason why in the ancient days, like, you have to go through initiations, you know what I'm saying? And because without initiation, you don't know. You could be a man, but your mind is feminine. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking in the feminine perspective, and I believe that was one of my third major problems, was that I was a man with a woman's mind. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what liberal education does to you, because it's all about, like, it's all equality and feelings and all this bullshit, right? But yeah, I think that was, like, my third major mistake, was my mind was messed up. I was thinking like a woman in a man's body. I was trying to be all about, like, equality and all this bullshit, and instead of a man sticking to his lane and a woman sticking to her lane, and not trying to crisscross. 1 minute you're a female, next minute you're a man. You're a man when it comes to having sex, but when it comes to dealing with a woman, you're acting like a woman. You know what I'm saying? And the women, they're not gonna tell you, like, that you're off. They're just gonna destroy you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're acting out of nature, and they don't know it. They just feel like something ain't right. Like, wait a minute, I'm a woman and you're a man, but you're acting like a woman. So something inside of them is there's gonna be dissonance. You know what I'm saying? There's not gonna be harmony, because you're acting out of nature, right? So for a union to exist, there has to be polarity, right? You have to be the positive charge, and she has to be the negative charge. And if you're radiating negative charge and she's radiating negative charge, it's not. There's gonna be no polarity. There's no magnetism. It's just gonna be just like opposing forces, right? So that was the third greatest mistake. It was my mind wasn't right. you know, of course, after going, I'm the type of person that has to learn everything the hard way. So after going through all this bullshit, it took me this long to figure this shit all out, you know, to figure out all my mistakes and things, you know, where I went wrong, and, you know, so, and that's what this channel is for, dedicated for, is to help fathers, you know what I'm saying? And all I can do is just share my experience, and hopefully you guys can learn from it. And if you guys ever need help, you know, you can always reach out to me, man. I help people all the time. It's part of the reason I was born, is to help people, you know. I just never thought it was gonna be in this capacity, you know. Honestly, I feel like I was more like I thought my purpose was more like a healer type, you know, like healing people. But I guess, you know, going through this experience, you know, maybe this is my path. I don't know. But all I can do is just share my experience, and give you my opinions on what, you know, how I would move from this point forward, you know. And getting married is definitely a big no-no in this day and age. Like, especially if you're a young guy under your 20s, you know, you don't have your finances right, your mind ain't right, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know the difference between a man and woman, you know, you don't got no business talking to women, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, this video is way longer. I hope, you know, it answers all you guys' questions as far as how I lost custody of my son, and, you know, where I went wrong, and what not to do, and things in that nature. All right. I hope nobody ever goes through any of this type of experience, horrific experience. I hope you guys are way smarter than me and more mature. I've noticed, you know, the young kids, young generation, you know, some of them are a little bit brainwashed, but, you know, I'm hoping you guys are a little bit more mature, you know, than we were. So I hope this video helps. Until next time.